Yo, what's up YouTube? Today, in this video, I'm gonna be, what's it called? Relating JJS injuries converted into real life. Without further ado, let's get right to it. But this would just be a re-get throw on the old game. Because I could see only moving gets where you actually get damaged. Forgot. Usually we'd set the knockback to like 10. Because this is where like half the time you get sent. Because like getting sent as a jujutsu source, we're getting sent flying by a fucking curse. Would not be not much of that bad, just a scratch. Okay, that low-key might be some collateral damaging. Or even worse, even if you manage to hit the what's it called? Corner, you would like fall down and just slam right there. So and then boom, you land right there and then more debris goes there. All I have to say is you're dead. Basically. So my question is, how do you break through that wall and then break through that wall? So, if you're just trying to recreate 9/11, screw you. But then that would fail because you would get bounced off for some reason by the building due to physics just being weird for some reason, and then slam into this part of the ground. Which means, so since it depends what body part you landed on. If it was your head, intense brain hemorrhage, then landed your head on the ground, you're just most likely dead. And even if you survive this, you're gonna be like throwing up for some reason by going at super high speeds. Plus, I don't know why that's there. And then for some reason, you somehow get thrown by a cursed spirit so fast to the point, or it's just by the knockback I said. Sorry for doing that. But yeah. So, what I'm witnessing is that, so, there's two ways this could possibly happen. Either you don't get sent flying and just land right there, or you do get sent flying right there, and your face just proceeds to, or your whatever body part that just proceeds to get grated into the floor as you scream. There's actually two ways this could actually happen again. So either the tree breaks your fall and you live, or you miscalculate, miss the tree by an inch, and then die. You're dead. You're so freaking dead, it's not actually funny. It's actually not even funny. Because how do you break two holes? How do you make two holes on a one when you're supposed to break through one? Anyways, you break through the top floor and then bam, 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 bam. Which means yeah. You might be alive with just a few broken limbs. You're already dead from when you hit the middle part of the tower. and then you proceed to smack. Sorry for that. As in you smack it down into the ground at a really high speed, which means you're literally dead. You're just bleeding out, even though you're already dead. Since you had Rika save you by throwing you away to now avoid your newest friend, the freaking void, you proceed to get right into this floor for some reason, and then bam, bam, and then would result in you basically being dead. Not much, just a few broken limbs and being paralyzed for life. Bro, it's just a scratch. The scratch. Ah. Bro, it's just a scratch. The scratch, ah. It's fine, I can walk it off. Ah. But anyways, so from where we get through, you broke through there, and then yeah. So then you bounce off from the building and land right there, which means you were dead. You're dead. You're just freaking dead. Unless there's a car to break your fall. But even if there was a car there, due to most cars having the most hard material, having the most literally non-breakable material and like basically like metal or some stuff, you would still die. Or if there wasn't a car, you would also be dead because you slammed your head at the freaking ground. Not even that much of a scratch. Actually, you would just have some abrasions and some scratches, is what I could say. Same thing. Alright, this time, we're gonna see how the injuries would feel on a dummy. So you kicked him, which caused an impact, wouldn't happen in JJS, or in real life, because, yeah. So then he goes flying. Actually, let me turn off destruction respawns real quick. This respawns are right there. So then he went flying, proceeds to go fly, hit there, and then bam. And then my estimates is that he broke through. Yeah, he broke through the next building. Alright. Now. Orbital striking! Tactical nuke incoming! We attempted to do the tactical nuke incoming meme, but it didn't work out as a nuke. Hopefully I don't miscalculate my launch and accidentally don't get thrown off the map. I have no words. Because one, you proceeded to bounce, I think this was from the last one. So you land right here and go zzz, they go flying into a tree. So in my estimates is that if you landed it on your arm, you would just be screaming in pain due to how freaking agonizing that is. Because one, you're literally having your arm get grated on two sides, the sidewalk and the road, and then bam. And if there was a car coming nearby, just to make the pain even worse, like this, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Oh, I see why. Debris. Okay, this has to work now. Alright. Then bam. You would have like your back. If your arm would have been crushed, your foot would have been crushed, or just whatever body part in general. So yeah, you just became an orbital strike for a freaking billboard, went fly, slammed into the same tree, which broke your fall. Which means you would, my estimates is that the glass shard, if that wouldn't basically be the case, is that you would have went through the billboard, had glass shards just scrape on your body half the time, which would cause agonizing pain, which would have had you been bleeding. Either you were just trying to do this to be tough or something, which I don't know what is going on inside your brain. But yeah, you would it'd just be the same thing. Glass shards just coming in every direction and just stabbing you basically. You're dead. So this would literally no wrong. This would have been you. Actually no, even better. Let me just come on, land it. Bam. Okay. This practically would have been you. This practically would have been you. Dead. Cause, let me explain. So you slam into the corner of a building. And you get flung in there. And it proceeds to just fly to right there. Alright, let's go. That one don't count. I gotta make my throw go higher. But don't miscalculate so I don't get thrown off the map. Okay, I guess we'll count that. Because due to the force, for some reason, sending you downward, your back would be broken, which means you would have been paralyzed and have immense back pain basically for the rest of your life. Even when you die, your back would still kind of hurt, I think. Let's see how bad the injuries would be when thrown off the top of a tower. Right? I'll just assume that your face gets grated into the floor and you would have been dead. You're just home. You're dead. You're literally a dead man. So I don't know if you have the Bible, maybe just maybe there would be a slim chance you would survive, or you would just be dead. Cause there's no way out of that one. You're just dead. So if this came from right here, or just from that part, you are just dumb for some reason. Like, it's not even funny at this point, because you proceed to slam yourself right here, which broke like almost 100% of the door, which leaves wooden blocks just scattered everywhere, which means you would have to pay damages, and you would still be in the hospital, which means right after, you would basically be in jail. And for that one, just some slight scratches, or maybe an injury, maybe. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Anyways, bye!